What's going on, VC? This is Brad at H2Vinyl. Slightly different setup. Kind of want to change it up some this year. Get to different areas of the house. Same stack that's normally behind me. The couch is right over here. I'm only 2 or 3 feet away from it, but it's amazing how 2 or 3 feet really change the mood some, and I can actually get, I'm close to the camera, not really any closer than normal, but that last video I was 15 feet away from the camera and I felt like I had to shout. Here I don't feel like I have to shout. I feel like I can just be like Jeff Kempen and Mazzy and just have this intimate conversation with everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope your 2021 year, your new year, is off to a great start. At some point I'll stop saying, we'll stop talking about 2020 because it's gone. But yeah, this year, we're only a few days into it, but this year is going on pretty well. Yeah, glad last year's over, and really enjoying digging into the community and making videos again. I got 28 records that I purchased or was gifted in November and December. And so I want to go through that list right now. So like I mentioned, some of these are gifts. I have some vinyl community friends that we chat on a daily basis, actually. Really dear friends that we all decided to give Christmas gifts to each other this year. I don't generally give a whole lot of Christmas gifts out, but this was a joy. We all kind of shared our lists, or if they didn't share their list, we found out by Amazon what they wanted, or Discogs as well. But yeah, so some of those are gifts as well. So let's get into it. This first one, I said in my goals video at the start of the year, which was a week ago, that I wanted to collect staple albums for me, albums that I know I wanted in my collection. And much like last year, 2020, which my goal was for jazz, collecting jazz for that year, I started that goal early. I started in either November or December and bought a few jazz. Whenever I realized, hey, this is going to be my goal, I'm chomping at the bit to start that goal. So I bought this in the middle of November. I want to say Amazon was holding a sale. I think I got this for $15. Yep, I did, on Amazon. And that is Pearl Jam's debut, 10. I love this album. There are friends who say it's their worst album, or it hasn't aged well. That's probably a better way of putting it. I don't generally have a problem like that, because many of the things that got a lot of airplay and sound dated are still kind of new to me. Back in 91, this was released in 91. This is the 2017 reissue. Back in 91, I was listening to exclusively hip hop and rap. Yeah, pretty much exclusively. And did that from 88 to 94. Now, I knew about Pearl Jam. I knew about Nirvana. I knew about, this and that, Guns N' Roses, all of that. But did I have any of their albums? No. So I didn't really get into Pearl Jam until 98 with Yield. And never really, I borrowed my sister's copy of Verses, and borrowed, I procured, basically. Is that stealing? My sister doesn't care. That's how I justify stealing. Eh? So I'm not, I don't what am I trying to say? I still uphold this album as a great album. I don't think it's dated. I will say that this pressing, the mastering, was maybe 6 decibels too soft. I had to really crank up the stereo to get it going. The pressing is fine. It's done at MPO, I believe. Yeah, MPO in France. It sounded like the first listen, it sounded muddy, but then I kind of realized that really that's what grunge sounds like. So I'm thinking about getting the Redux version, which I think was pressed for some reason 2009 comes to mind, and it's the brown cover of this, and I think it's sideways. I don't know. Might look for that as well, but pretty happy with this one. So this was a potential Christmas gift gone wrong. Not really. But John the Digital Gramophone, when he gave his list to our Facebook group, he had like 6 or 7 albums, and there's 5 or 6 of us. It's five of us. 6 of us, if counting me, I guess. Something like that. Anyway, I'm not going to count on video. And so I got this, and then I realized that it was going to be a duplicate because I hadn't sent it yet. So I just added it to my listening stack and got him a t-shirt, plus another album. Which I'm curious, John, if you like that album. Anyway, this is Bob Mould, Blue Hearts, his 2020 album on tricolored vinyl, black, white, and blue. I know of Husker Du. I have never heard Husker Du. I don't know anything other than Husker Du as a name. I had no idea about Bob Mould. And oh my gosh. Wow. This album is incredible. When I saw his, I don't know if it's not on the back, but he's looking dapper in one of the photos. I think it's on the inner sleeve. He's looking dapper. And when I saw that before putting the vinyl on, I was like, okay, what am I into? Holy cow. Like, this was crazy, awesome post-punk. I was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Great alternative, great indie rock, great punk rock. Really enjoyed this. Going to need to look for more Bob Mould. And probably need to do a dive on Husker Du as well. Yeah, great buy for John, but for me. So really, really cool. This next one up is an artist that I enjoy collecting. Wouldn't necessarily say I love all of his albums, but I do enjoy having them in the collection. And this is RJD2. I put him under the guise of trip hop, but he's more of a soul funk DJ. Just puts together some really great tracks from other people's work. This is his album, The Fun Ones, 2020 release, released in April 17th. But yeah, trip hop, electronic, hip hop. He's a pretty good hip hop producer as well. It's on orange vinyl, and I think it's on his RJ Electrical Connections, his record label. I am actually going to play a song from this one. This is RJD2, and the song is "And It Sold for $45K." Pretty good stuff. This next one up is another group that I love collecting everything. I just buy their stuff. And their additions to their catalog are a few albums a year. And this is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. This is their live in San Francisco 2016 album. It's just a brown bag, but then you got the cover, which is kind of a holographic cover. I'm not gonna take that all out, but it's on 2 splatter vinyl, marble vinyl. This kind of a gray, and then this sunburst orange. It's pretty cool. Some of my absolute favorite songs are on this album. And that's off of Nonagon Infinity, still my favorite album by them. Robot Stop, Robot Stop, Big Fig, Wasp, Gamma Knife, Vulture People Vulture, Evil Death Roll. Yeah, but then, you know, they still got great songs like I'm in Your Mind and I'm in Your Mind Fuzz, Cellophane. That's off of the album I'm in Your Mind Fuzz. Yeah. There's not a lot of thought that goes into their albums, like their writing, their lyrics. I mean, Cellophane really is only them saying cellophane over and over and over. But man, their music is just so damn catchy. If you haven't heard King Gizzard, I'm not going to do a needle drop, sorry. But they're psych rock, they're garage rock, out of Australia. Really, really great stuff. Yeah. And when did they start? 2012, 2013, something like that. And they got 42 albums. It's pretty easy to find their stuff. Next one, I'll do a needle drop on this. A friend of mine, Adam, told me about this artist. This is a Mon Tobin. What's the name of this album? Fear in a Handful of Dust. This was released in 2019. Yeah, April 2019. I didn't know Mon Tobin released this album. And I saw it in Park Ave. So a majority of the year, I didn't go to Park Ave because they were closed. They were just doing online sales. Well, one day I just realized, you know what? I'm going into their store if they allow visitors. So I saw that they did, went into their store, and I'm not exaggerating. I went into their store probably 2 or 3 days in a row and got just a couple of albums. And all of my gift giving I bought exclusively from that store as well. Yeah, I felt like I gave a good amount of money to Amazon for the year, so I wanted to support local vendors, you know. Mon Tobin, my friend Adam told me about him. Electronic artist. He loves making samples of just normal sounds around him, and then he makes music out of it. He did that for Aesop. It's the album with the butterfly on the cover. I think it's Aesop. He did that. He's made music for video games. Splinter Cell comes to mind. Don't remember which Splinter Cell, but it was Splinter Cell. Really great artist. This is more experimental, more ambient, kind of doomy, abstract left field. Not doomy. Left field was kind of what I was thinking of. I'm going to actually play a song off of this album. This is Vipers Follow You. And again, this is Mon Tobin, his 2019 album. And here is that song. This next one up is an artist that I've known for a while, just don't have a whole lot of his stuff. This is a hip-hop artist, Aesop Rock. I love this cover. Let's see if I can get it better for you. A skull is with laser eyes, setting, I don't know, fire to the forest and terrifying a deer. That's very unusual. But this is his 2020 album, Spirit World Field Guide. There we go. Spirit World Field Guide. I also love the fact that, let me see if I can show this. This vinyl, it's not white, it's clear. I've never seen this before. And I wonder, like vinyl, I'm guessing is always this way unless you add color to it. It's completely clear, including the labels. I had never seen that before, and I really dig that. I really dig Aesop Rock, hip hop artist, very kind of monotone in his delivery. I also want to say that he kind of rhymes in triplicate. It's almost like a stutter. I don't know if I'm describing that right, but sounds good, right? 2019, I think it was 2019. It was 2019 or 2020. He released an album called Malibu Ken. It's quite possibly my favorite album by him so far. This was good. The pressing done at GZ Media in Czech Republic, but the pressing just was really spotty. It was very noisy. Might need to try and see if I can clean this a few more times. Yeah, I don't think it has to do with not having, carbon added to the vinyl to make it black or anything. As far as I know, clear vinyl is a good listen usually. But Spirit World, number of great tracks on here. The Gates, Button Masher, Dog at the Door. Dog at the Door is pretty funny. The dog at the door hears a noise outside, basically, and he goes to the window wondering, hey, like what is that noise? And he's barking and he's barking and he's barking. But in his mind, he's thinking, I wonder if there's a trap out there. If I were to go out there, would I be dog napped? And just really kind of random stuff that Aesop Rock raps about. And these were purchased these next three were purchased at Amazon. And Amazon was running a sale a few times. I almost bought 6 records that day, but I only bought 3. I took 3 out of my add to cart, my shopping cart. There you go. But you buy 2 and get the third one free. So I don't think this was, yes, this was the free album. And I don't have it. And this is Beck's Morning Phase. Brilliant album. I've only heard this a few times, but man, I see why people love this album as much as they do, how it got just acclaimed, great reviews. And it's an album about mourning, and with life struggles and everything. So I feel like this was a perfect album for 2020, even though it was a 2014 album. So, love this one. This one's pressed at Palace, I believe. Yes, Palace USA. Palace USA, I must add. Another one, pressed at Palace, and I had to get this one. This was one of the 3, and was kind of itch. I have the original of this, but decided that I needed the 12-inch version because the original is on 3 10-inches. It's a little annoying, and that is Queens of the Stone Age, Era Vulgaris. You miss some of the artwork. some of the labels aren't there, but this is their 2007 album. This is their 5th album. And this is up there on the list of Queens of the Stone Age for me. I want to say that this is probably my 2nd favorite album. It might switch between my 2nd or 3rd, sometimes Lullabies to Paralyze, which is their 2005 album. Like, it might trade places with this one. But man, every song is just great on this. Some say that this is disjointed, not really well thought out, not put together well. Hey, I feel like Queens of the Stone Age is at their best when they do stuff like that. Love this album. And then the 3rd album that I bought that day at Amazon for that freebie album was Jimmy Smith, Groovin' at Small's Paradise, originally released in 1958. This is a classic. I think this is classic. Nope, 80s. 80th reissue. 80th anniversary reissue. I love Jimmy Smith. He's just a great keyboardist, pianist, organist, actually. This I wouldn't necessarily say is his best work. Maybe it was just me listening to, I don't know how many albums I listened to that day, and this one kind of dropped to the background while I was listening because I was maybe tired of writing up labels and whatnot, but need to give this one another try. Definitely keeping it, but again, not his greatest work, but still loved it. And this next one was a surprise to me. This is a 2020 album. Didn't know this. I think I learned that Tim, High Noon's Vinyl, said, yo, they made another album. And it's on their original label. This is Public Enemy, When the Grid Goes Down, released in October? Really? Maybe. October 2020. I feel like it came out a lot earlier than that. But Public Enemy, I mean, it's Public Enemy on the Def Jam label. And holy cow, like, I feel like only Public Enemy and Def Jam can bring out all of these special guest artists. You've got Beastie Boys, who make an appearance, who are on the Def Jam label, which kind of makes sense. But then you have Run DMC, who were founded by Rick Rubin. Worked with Rick Rubin and was on Profile. I don't think they were on Def Jam, but yeah, I get that. Okay, Rev Run and DMC, Daryl. No, why did I forget Daryl's name? Anyway, McDaniels. Yes, Daryl McDaniels. There we go. You have Nas. You have Be Real from Public Enemy. You even have Ice-T on here. You have Black Thought. You have PMD. Even George Clinton made it. Funkadelic. DJ Premier is on here. And then you had Questlove as well from The Roots was on this. This harkens back to the days when Public Enemy was on Def Jam. Like, all of the middle years, the resurgent of Public Enemy, what was that, like 7 or 8, 9 years ago, something like that. I want to not skip all of those because there was some good stuff there, but I want to just kind of say this album goes back with your 98 album, which was He Got Game. This is a seventh album for them. Like, great job, guys. You guys still have it. DJ Lord, their DJ ever since Terminator X, does a fantastic job with them. And then even Terminator X made an appearance on a song too, which pretty cool on that. I am going to give you the track Smash the Crowd. And this features a little bit of Ice-T also rhyming on this as well. See if we can get away with this one. Here it is.
I crash crowds from all angles, destroy bars like Hell's Angels. Bleed the needle from the left, bleed it to the right. These vocals gone electric, loudness for these masses.
This next one up is another jazz purchase for me. Reissue. Blue Note is doing such an incredible job at reissuing many of their stuff. This is Lee Morgan, the Sidewinder, which is on the classic, the Blue Note Classic series. I love Lee Morgan. It also helps that, you know, he plays trumpet. I played trumpet, so I know what the I know what the instrument is capable of. I just can't play like him. This is fire. 1964, pressed last year, 2020, from Optimal in Germany, Optimal pressing plant. Great stuff. Quite possible. I don't know. I wanna say, but I really like Cornbread as well. Lee Morgan's other. I picked up a lot of great jazz last year. Now is the time for great jazz. Pick up these reissues. I am definitely making that a goal, even though I didn't state it. I'm making it a goal for 2021 to really still focus on maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 albums a month with Blue Note. They're doing it right. All right, next one up is another reissue of album that I don't have in my collection, but the original goes for $300 or $400, and this is Coheed Cambria, their 4th album. It's a sentence. It's a freaking sentence. This is No World for Tomorrow. But there's like 3 freaking paragraphs to this title. It's like Good Apollo, I Am Burning Star number 4, No World for Tomorrow, blah, 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 something like that. If you don't know Coheed Cambria, the album before this is my favorite, which is Good Apollo, Burning Star number 4. Something Fear of a Madman or something like that. Fear of Madness or whatever. The good album. My favorite song on this one, the Running Free. Definitely the Running Free. If you ever want to see someone truly happy in what they do, look up live version. They're outside. Maybe I'll put the link in the description or something. But Claudio Sanchez, lead singer of Coheed Cambria, does such a great job. He has such a high voice. If you don't know Coheed Cambria, they're kind of a prog metal group. Progressive metal. Every one of their albums, except for maybe one, has a story tied to it in a graphic novel type universe, and so the two kind of go together, which is great. This was originally released in 2007, but was put on black vinyl, 180 gram vinyl this year. The quality was done, I don't know where it was pressed. Quality was okay. There was, people mention in the vinyl community about warps. There is a light warp to it, but like their biggest pet peeve is album warp. For me, it's whether the spindle hole is perfectly centered or not. and one side was slightly off center, and that caused some wow and flutter, and I really can hear that. Like, I could listen to it, and I don't know this album. I don't own this album on CD. I know the album, but not as well as others. And I mean, I could sit not looking at the album and I can tell. That's a problem for me. So, great to have it in the collection. Not going to look for an original unless it's like maybe 50 or 60 bucks. But yeah, I feel like they did a pretty good job with this. Quality control could have been a little bit better on some of this stuff, but glad to have it still. All right, much like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, this group is prolific, and 2020 was no different. Sorry as I move those around. This is the OCs. They've also very prolific in changing their name, because this is OCs now with no space and no H and no the. And this is Protein Threat. I've only listened to this a couple of times as things are falling. Ugh. Sorry. Okay. 2020 album. John Dwyer, frontman, great guitar player, is in a lot of things. I want to say the OCs made 4 albums last year, and this is the only one I picked up. I got some work to do, got some catching up to do. Yeah, some of those are kind of hard to find too. Yeah, I don't even know the name of them. But the OCs always do a great job. Like I said, I got to give this one another listen. If you don't know the OCs, they're psych rock. They're psych garage rock. Kind of have this California style to their rock as well. I really enjoy it. Yeah, great pickup. But like I said, need to listen to that one a few more times. It's not on the top echelon of their work for me. But here's something else that John Dwyer has worked on. This is a new one. John, the Digital Gramophone, told me about this. I didn't know that they were starting another venture. And I don't remember the saxophone player, but John Dwyer went jazz. And it's kind of almost free jazz. Not really, but this is Bent Arcana. I do a needle drop on this one. There's a little bit of free jazz in here, but it's more of a rock fusion, kind of space age. There's a little bit of kraut rock as well, and kind of first improvisation. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, this is their first album, I believe. And pretty cool artwork. It's on orange vinyl. I will be doing a needle drop on this one. I love the name of this because it reminds me of Dark Tower, Stephen King's series, The Dark Tower, and that is Oblivion Sigil. Here is that song. And another jazz album, and this is another group that I love to collect. Pretty new to their music, but also they're kind of new as well. And this is kind of a neo-jazz, some kind of fusion with even kind of electronic music as well. And this is The Comet is Coming. I learned about The Comet is Coming from Supra Wes, in Gainesville, good friend. I need to go digging with you again, Wes. This This is was originally released on Black Friday, but Park Ave CD. I bought this probably middle of December, and saw that they actually pretty late December, because I picked up something else. I saw that they had a copy of this still, so I picked it up for like $15 or something. But like I said, on that Impulse label. This is a single. Was really kind of hoping that it was going to be a full album, but no, it's a single. It's okay. It's all right. I marked things down as favorite tracks, but I didn't bold them, which level one, is one level up for favorite track. I also didn't underline, which is another bump up of favorite track. So I wrote them down to just say, hey, these are the tracks, I guess. But yeah, it didn't really stand out. One was more of a remix done by a DJ. Okay, all right. They need another album out soon, though. Come on now. And this is the thing that I picked up. I pre-ordered this back in August, I want to say, when I saw that Mondo, the website Mondo, was doing a special pressing of this, and I found that Park Ave had this available on pre-order. And so this is the limited version of this. There's a black vinyl edition as well. And this is the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. I'm a big fan of late 90s, early 2000s, well, mid 90s, early 2000s anime. And Cowboy Bebop ranks up on that list. This is a pretty good jazz album too. Music is done by the group The Seatbelts, and the lead singer doesn't say, I forget the lead singer's name, but I want to say the Seatbelts are Japanese kind of backing band, but they do a great job. And the anime, if you haven't seen the anime and I've sparked your interest or something, check it out, because it's got really good music. The music fits the personality of what's going on in the show. And it's Cowboy Bebop's kind of like a space western, kind of like, a little like Firefly as well, the Joss Whedon 13 episode Fox Network screwed them. Anyway, it's done on kind of this reddish, orangish, which is beautiful. It kind of has a air of when you shift something and the thing changes a little bit of air of essence. I don't know what I'm talking about. And then this kind of purple one as well. The red is based off of Spike. This guy. Here are the characters. I'll just go through them real quick. This is Spike. Spike's spaceship is called the Swordfish, and it's kind of that reddish, orangish color. This is Jet Black. His last name is Spiegel, Spike Spiegel. Jack Black is kind of the header up of the group, though the group is kind of motley crew, so that really he's not really a leader. This is Faye Valentine. She has is basically, due to a tragic accident, lost all of her memory, and trying to find out kind of about her life, but she's also a thief as well. This is Ed Parayuski the Third, I think. It's been a while since I watched it. And Ed is a incredible hacker kid. And then we've got the little corgi down here. And that is Ein, who is like the smartest dog in the world. Like literally, like he's able to hack computers and those kind of things with Edward, which is pretty cool. One thing, this was well done. Shannon D did a great job with her husband Kevin on talking about this album. because they both love Cowboy Bebop probably as much as I do. And I love this music. I don't know why I'm tearing up. I love this music. I've waited for this music for a long time because earlier pressings go for hundreds of dollars, and even the CDs go for hundreds of dollars. And I was disappointed though because some really high-end tracks that were staples of the television show didn't make it on here. And one of them being The Real Folk Blues, which is the outro music. Like, come on, man. But another one, which I'm not surprised, is called The Autumn of Ganymede, which Ganymede is a moon off of Jupiter. I think I got that right. That is rare. That's a very hard song to find, and wouldn't necessarily say that it's the greatest song ever, but I really like it. And the second disc was a lot of like B-sides, and I'm like, why did they put this on there? I don't even remember this. Some of it was from the movie, some of it was from the video game. Okay, I've never played the video game. I don't even know there was a video game. But that first disc, that red one, I am definitely going to be spinning that pretty much over and over and over. Glad to have it. Hope they do another release of it at some point with maybe some more songs from the actual anime, because they're missing a few things. I'm trying to think, did I pick this up the same day that I picked up those two? I don't know. I can get into this group every now and then, and this is Boris. This is their 2020 album called No. Boris, if you don't know, they're Japanese psych rock, doom metal, sludge rock, stoner rock, and a little bit of punk. Got some hardcore in there as well. It's on kind of a red, black splatter vinyl. Nope, just red. Just red vinyl. Red splatter vinyl. One thing I love about Boris, they always take cues from other, I don't know, labels or other artists' covers. This is a kind of a play on the original Virgin label from, I don't remember when, like, I don't know, maybe the 90s. I've seen some stuff from the 90s with that label, but they did that on the label as well. Yeah, great stuff. This was an okay listen. I need to listen to it a few more times. I really need to be in a certain mood for Boris's music. Like I said, kind of doomy, noisy, hardcore stoner rock. And yeah, this I think was limited to 500 copies, so might be difficult to get a hold of. And this next one up got a couple of albums that I picked up going digging with Tim, High Noon's Vinyl. I always want to say DJ High Noon. I'll get into the habit of High Noon's Vinyl. This was a pickup because I thought it would be an upgrade for me, but it turned out that it was another album by this artist that I needed to upgrade, and I don't ever know how to pronounce this. Deodato's Prelude. Keyboardist from, I believe, Brazil. This is his 73 album. It's on the CTI label. My friend Adam, who back in the day used to collect, vinyl, and we used to record shop every now and then. He was the one who told me about this artist, and so I picked up a couple of his albums. This is a duplicate, and it's about the same condition as my other one. So yeah, I got it as keep, but you know, I might let go of this at some point. It's actually in really pretty good condition. But yeah, great pickup. That's a fairly common album, I feel like. This one is not a fairly common album. And this we picked up at Foundation, and I say we because they had 2 copies, and Tim picked up one too. I picked up the other. And this is The Damnation of Adam Blessing. And this is hard rock, psych rock as well. Sorry, get the glare off of that. Released in 69. It's a 1970 repress though, and it's on the United Artist label. This was good. I really enjoyed this. One thing I will say, my copy has a couple of hairline scratches, maybe a little bit larger scratches, but not deep scratches. And there wasn't a series of ticks or pops or anything. There was just one pop. A couple minutes go by and another pop. Got to the point where 2 or 3 pops per song. And Vinyl Studio, the program, it removes that stuff. And if it doesn't remove it, you can physically subtract it from it. But I don't know. I was really kind of disappointed the fact that, there was no reason for the pops. So maybe I'll try giving it, a couple more cleanings. But this is a really great album. I'll be playing the track La Voyage. And here is that song by The Damnation. There we go. The Damnation of Adam Blessing. Here we go.
I place my life upon a shelf and save my soul for something else.
And 2 more albums I picked up with Tim that day. And this is, I always love Nectar. Only have 2 of their albums, now I have 4. This is Nectar Recycled. Released in 1975. This is on Passport Records. This is an original pressing. I really like Nectar prog rock. Maybe a little bit of psych in there as well. Space rock, that's probably a better description than psych rock. One thing, so I like writing down or printing out what my favorite tracks are. One thing about, I don't have a whole lot of prog rock. Maybe this is the case with a lot of artists, but the whole album is basically one song. And I had to ask Siri, I'm like, am I in another song? What song am I on? I really like this. So there weren't these abrupt changes. They just kind of blended together. Kind of difficult to figure that out. So, yeah. Other than that, this was a really good listen. But this next one, also done by Nectar, A Tab in the Ocean, is quite possibly one of my favorite Nectar albums that I have in my collection, which granted is only 4, but the other one, I don't remember what the name of it is. I had to look it up when I was talking with Bill, the Vinyl Verse, about it. There's another one that I might have put at my number 1, but this is a close second. This is their 1972 album, again on Passport. I'll actually be playing a track off of this, and this is that track's name is Desolation Valley. Great listen. This whole album is a great listen. And here is that track. And on to Christmas gifts. These are all gifts that I received from Vinyl community members. This first one is from John, the Digital Gramophone, which I greatly appreciate. I gave him my 2021 list of, I don't know, 30 some albums or so. And he picked this one up for me. And thank you, John. This is Metallica, the remaster of Ride the Lightning. Which was done, I think, in, it was an 84 album, but it was remastered in 2016. I had been meaning to pick up these Metallica reissues for a long time, and I remember picking this one, and the other one that I want is Master of Puppets. I remember picking those up multiple times in Park Ave or another record store, and then just putting them back because I found something else that I wanted to pick up. And so really, really awesome. Thank you, John. Gave this a great listen. This is amazing. This sounds amazing. Pressed at Palace, USA. So yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, there's definitely no way that I'm going to be able to do a needle drop on that one, but wish I could. And one of my favorite, if not my favorite, this is probably my favorite jazz albums, was gifted to me by Jeff Kempin. And this is Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. Redone on the 6i Columbia label. Originally released in 1959. This is the 2010 remastered on 180 gram vinyl. This is pressed at, I don't know, MPO in France. And I've seen this version quite a few times, but, you know, with the state of what Blue Note was in back, you know, during the 75th anniversary, I was really quite worried of picking this up. Just because I felt like maybe they did a piss poor job on it. So I was waiting for like maybe a MoFi reissue or something. But when I put this on the turntable, I didn't even give it a clean because it looked perfect to me. And it sounds amazing. Not very many songs on this album, but it truly is a beautiful album. Thank you, Jeff. That was also one on my list for 2021. And another one for 2021. And this has a card too in the front. And this is from Emma, 8-Vinyl Low. And this is Nirvana's third album, In Utero, released in 1993, I think. Yep, 93. This is remastered, also done. It's the Back to Black series, and it's 2015 reissue. Does not say what pressing plant though. Great. I think that there's only. It's kind of difficult. Like I said, I'm not attuned to Nirvana as others, but I know I love them, and this is a great album. Nevermind might be a little bit higher. Then I really like Bleach as well. It's kind of difficult to judge what Nirvana album, but yeah, thank you so much, Emma. And then from Tim, High Noon's Vinyl. I want to say that he told me about this album around the time that Alex from Alex Spins Vinyl visited Orlando. The day that we got our cars towed, he mentioned that he wanted to get this, and for Christmas he gave me a copy. So thank you, man. He gave me several things, and of this, this is the thank you. You know, this is the music from the man from Mowax. Which this is DJ Shadow, Josh Davis, and then you also have James LeVay, and the two of them made the group Uncle for the first debut album. The first debut album, that's redundant. Uncle is really kind of a defining group for me, just as DJ Shadow's work was James LeVay's work as well. Both were DJs. There's a documentary written about the Mowax label. Mowax was James LeVay's label that DJ Shadow was on for one album. He wasn't on it for. But DJ Crush was on that label as well, plus a number of other artists. I don't know, for some reason, I feel like Dr. Octagon was on that label as well. I don't know. It's kind of funny when, you know, something obscure like that, it just kind of randomly pops up every now and then. Like I'm like, oh gosh, I didn't know they were on that label too. 20 years later. Mowax, unfortunately, is defunct. James LeVay had a difficult time, and that kind of shows in the documentary. There was some falling out due to the workload that DJ Shadow had, and that he wasn't thinking that James LeVay was kind of doing his part as well. But this is an incredible. I mean, if you were to look at the label, I don't know if you can see, but pretty much everything is underlined on this, and it's on blue and red. I know that's not blue, but there's blue behind it, and the artwork on this is just stunning. I am going to attempt to do a needle drop, and we're going to do a needle drop on the second side, first track, and that is Hiroishi and Kudo doing the song Return of the Original Art Form. And here is that track. It's really quite a fun, like DJ style break beat track, and here it is. Tim gifted 2 more, and I won't be able to do any needle drops on these, but wanted to show them real quick. And one day, Tim just was like, hey, what Hendrix do you have in your collection? I think he asked me at work, so I was like, oh, I got this, and I got that, and I got this, and I didn't have everything in Discogs. And he's like, I'm like, I don't have much. And then I realized, no, I have like 8 or 9, not 2 or 3. But I didn't mention this album. Tim, I kind of figured that you were going to give me this album. And this is the Jimi Hendrix Experience, Axis Bold as Love. Tim talks about these reissues fairly regularly. The fact that if you have, the chance of getting an OG copy for a good price, get the OG copy, but don't spend the high dollars when these are done so freaking well. He mentions that, you know, the Hendrix family has control of Jimmy's collection again, and they're doing it right. These are pressed at RTI, I think. No, they're pressed at Quality Record Pressings in Kansas. Which I always thought RTI did their work, but that's what I put down. Chad Kasem is always, who is head of Quality Record Pressings. Chad Kasem is always very detailed in creating the best product out there that he's capable of doing, or his company is capable of doing. So this is phenomenal. And Tim, oh man, thank you. I know how much this album means for you. In talking with you, this is your favorite Hendrix album with another one. I forget which one. This is this is 1A, and then there's an 1B. But the next one is another one I can't do a needle drop on, and that is Nirvana's Nevermind. Released originally in 1992, 1991. I knew that. Why did I say that? Also done at Palace, and this is a phenomenal album. So, thank you, Tim. I have one more gift, and this is from Bill at the Vinyl Verse. He knew that I was collecting. I mean, all my friends knew I was collecting jazz for the year, and he got me The Kicker by Bobby Hutcherson. And this is Tone Poet, Blue Note. I really enjoy the Tone Poet series. To think that they're not like the best sellers of Blue Note, but my gosh, there's so much good music. It's crazy. But I just noticed that my recorder for my mic isn't working. But we'll just cut over to the camera. He also did a nice note, which was really nice of him too. Which, you know, I keep all of this stuff. Gifts, I keep any kind of notes or whatnot. So originally released in 1963, Tone Poet, pressed at RTI, one of the best pressing plants in America. And yeah, really great stuff. Thank you, Bill. And I'll be doing the song Step Lightly. And here it is. So during that break, I noticed that my recorder, the card was full. So, oh well, I'm not doing this one again. My voice is hoarse. Everyone, thanks so much for watching. This is a longer one. I really do want to try and make smaller videos, but more often make videos this upcoming year. But thanks for watching this long one. Had a lot of great albums to get through and talk about. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. My vinyl friends, thank you so much for the gifts. They are treasured. Thank you so much. And everyone, have a great one. And we will talk with you next time.